Hey everybody, let's talk about week 3. Our first crack at peer review, which is going to be a very important part of what we do in this class. Writing is a process, and that process is going to involve other people. It's going to for sure involve at least one other of your classmates looking at your essay, at least if you want it to be graded for your peer review, which is a graded activity. And optionally me, optionally the Writing Center, before you submit your writing for a grade. So before we get into this, a very quick caveat. It's allowed to go a little choppy this time. If you're trying your best, then you're going to be okay to be submitting these things and providing feedback and doing peer review in the proper way. It's my strong hunch, it's my more or less my belief that we will get the hang of this in no time. You really, and I'm not giving you lip service here, you seem like a very capable bunch of students, driven, ambitious, focused, all the things that any teacher, professor, otherwise want in a class. And so I'm hoping that you'll put your full measure of effort into this week, just as you have for the previous 2 weeks that we've had this semester. So a couple of things here. Just you're going to get the swing of this too, but all comments need to stay unresolved on your rough draft. In order for me to grade the peer review, I need to see the conversations that get had. You must create a new Google Doc for Essay 2 final draft. So your rough draft is not the essay, not the document you will work in. You will work in a brand new document entitled Essay 2 final draft, and that's the one I will grade. So anyway, that's really a problem for next week, but I just want this on your radar, hence the red font color. Okay, so a couple of different due dates this week, which again, again, we'll get the hang of this. Hopefully these due dates are in Angel, so you see them coming as well. So by 9 a.m. Wednesday the 9th, at the very, very latest, please complete the following. You should have read the Essay 2 assignment by now. You should be very familiar with the guide to writing. And then you have these suggestions for writing Essay 2 that I posted last week, and hopefully you've read. It's important that you describe the place you call home. Yes, it's very important. I am much more interested in how you investigate it. If you just write a love letter, and that's why my backyard is the best place ever, or that's why I feel the most alive on a softball field, like that's a good start, but that's middle school. It might be even lower type stuff. I'm not looking for the fancy word is peon, right? P-E-A-N. I'm not looking for you to just tell me how much you love a place. I need you to complicate your understanding of it in some way through an active investigation. Okay, what that leads to is critical thinking and analysis, and that's really what college level investigation asks of you. So if you're not doing that, well, that's going to be reflected in your grade. Unfortunately, this assignment is littered with students who wrote it just great, just a real keen sense of style, sophisticated vocabulary, sentence variety, all the sorts of things that writing teachers like to see, but no real active investigation. So if you're looking for the quickest shortcut to how to critically analyze and examine the place you're calling home, think about, has it changed over time? And if so, how has it changed? And are those changes a good thing? Are those changes a bad thing? And why? And what do those changes say about the place? And in another sense, what does that change say about you? Right? You chose to write about this place. So, end of the day, you have the other ones too. What memories or opinions does it provoke in you? We often attach memories to places pretty freely. Compare and evaluate your place to similar places. One of the sample essays is kind of a comparison of my new house versus my old house. That's fascinating enough. Central conflicts. Is it a place that you love but other people don't? I mean, there's lots of those, right? Places can hold good memories for some people and bad memories for others. Okay, this is a nice one too. This is a very English major sort of question. What does your place, or your home, quote unquote, what does it contribute to society? And I'll leave it open-ended for you to consider, but I like that one. But maybe that's the English major in me. I've never really stopped being an English major. So anyway, you describe, yes, absolutely investigate. So here are these samples. I briefly mentioned them in the peer review screencast that I already made. One is about Machine Gun Kelly concert. One is that kind of compare and contrast that I just talked about. And then one is about a place that isn't there anymore, that only exists sort of in this writer's imagination. It's a long one. And I made a screencast about this longer one here as well. So right there in my screencast on sample essay 2B. So this essay has the screencast attached to it. Okay, now I have this peer review screencast. Oh, I should make that blue. I have already made a screencast that is pretty in-depth about how to go about peer review. So basically you're going to write at least one page of your Essay 2 rough draft. Okay, you're going to title it Essay 2 rough draft, and you're going to make sure that it is in your Essay 2 folder. I need to have the same administrative privileges to it that you have, so make sure it's in your Essay 2 folder. Let's see. Okay, so that's the guidelines again. Then you need to add 3 questions to your draft for your peer reviewer and or me, depending on whether or not you include me in the process. Okay, so open-ended questions. No yes/no questions. What can I do to improve this? How do I make this better? Does this wander too far from my essay's purpose? Those sorts of questions. So you need to put 3 questions into your rough draft so that your peer reviewer has some questions to answer in addition to providing their own sort of original feedback. So again, there's a whole screencast about peer review that I expect you to watch before you ever bug me about the peer review process. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that I've caught most of the questions that will come up about peer review, and I've already addressed them. So sorry to make you listen to my voice, but if this were face-to-face, you would be hearing my voice a lot more than you have to in this class. So I guess in a way, you know, you're welcome that it's not too much more. But please be sure to watch that screencast before you email me about any questions you have. Okay, why are these not blue? I gotta make this link blue as well. All right, so then once you are finished composing your Essay 2 rough draft, hold on one second. Sorry, it was 72 degrees and 93% humidity this morning when I ran, and I'm more dehydrated than I usually am. Once you do that, once you complete your rough draft, you will post it to this spreadsheet. The spreadsheet looks like this: your name, your email, and a link to your rough draft. Okay, again, I went into all this, so I'm not going to talk much more about this whole process, but you basically got to make sure it's going to be full of names by the time you're done, just like the Essay 1 submission form was. You're going to read the name above yours. So whoever's posted here, whoever's posted here, you're going to read this one, and whoever's posted here, you're going to read this one. So whichever one's above you, you understand this concept. You're not dumb. All right, and you're going to complete peer review by 9 a.m. Monday the 14th. Okay, and that's plenty of time. I mean, from Wednesday to Monday, that's almost too much time. But I'm not going to grade them until I'm not going to start grading your peer review until the 14th. If you get it done early, I'll probably peek in. I really can't help myself. But have it done by that time. That's when I'll shut the sheet down, and I will, that's your final, deadline. There's no extensions from there. Now this is an optional one. If you want to involve me in your rough draft, you have to do a couple of things. On your rough draft, you have to put it in my email inbox, basically. You have to give me something to click on in my email. So you click on the blue share box, I guess I should have that word, in your rough draft doc. In the people field, if you just start typing my name, it should pop up. Leave me specific questions to respond to. I would love to sit down with each and every one of yours on my own, and believe me, I used to do that, but like my boy Bob Dylan said, the times they are a-changing, and I have to adapt with them. And one of the things I have to do is I have to read rough drafts to students who deserve my time, I guess. And if you're going to share your rough draft with me, I'm going to assume that you're worth it. So please, though, leave me specific questions to respond to as comments in your rough draft doc as well. I'll make sure to steer clear of ones that I feel your peer reviewer can answer. But I'll be happy to look at it and give you my impressions, tell you if you're pointing in the right direction, or give you additional areas to explore, especially if you're having trouble kind of meeting the length requirement or anything similar to that. I'll be happy to help you. I need these by 8 a.m. Friday. Friday's going to be my day to look at your rough draft. So send them as soon as you hear this. Feel free to share your rough draft with me anytime. As soon as they appear in my inbox, I will go to them and I will respond to them. And I've blocked off a good bit of my time on Monday the 14th. I'm sorry, what am I looking at? Friday the 11th. Looking at the wrong date. On Friday the 11th. So feel free to share your doc with me. If you don't, the first time I see it, I'll be grading it. And that's, for my money's worth, in my own opinion, that's a sad state of affairs for the teaching of writing in this day and age. But that's also the direction the field has gone in. That's where the wind's blowing, if I can talk Bob Dylan at you one more time. So anyway, feel free to share your rough draft with me, but I need to see it by Friday. I don't know, full disclosure, you're allowed not to care, but I'm wrapping up here. I'm running my Target Marathon the weekend of the 13th. Sunday the 13th, I'll be over in Erie, Pennsylvania, running my goal marathon that I've been training for since May, and so I want to have all your rough drafts looked at before I have to get into that headspace. I'm just not going to be able to work on the weekends like I usually can, because I'll be out of town and I'll be fretting about this marathon, and then I'll be hurting. So by the time I start grading your peer review on Monday the 14th, please know that it'll be very hard for me to sit in a chair, to stand, to walk, to do anything, because I'll be in a lot of pain. So anyway, if you've listened this long, I'm not going to bore you anymore with my running nonsense. Here's some links on how to use the Online Writing Center. Check them out. Those are going to appear at the bottom of just about every agenda from now until December. Okay, thanks. Have a good week.